I will start by reporting and giving brief history of shrimp. Shrimp farming traces its origins to Southeast Asia, where 4th century farmers raised incidental crops of wild shrimp in tidal fish ponds. Modern shrimp farming was born in the 1930s when Motosako Fujinaga, a graduate of Tokyo University, succeeded in spawning the Kuruma shrimp or the Penaeus japonicus. He cultured larvae through the market size in the laboratory and succeeded in mass producing them on a commercial scale.
Here are some facts about shrimp. Shrimp are sometimes called prawn. There is no scientific difference between the word shrimp and prawn. Shrimp are usually live 1 to 7 years, and there are over 2,000 species of shrimp. Shrimps are born from eggs, so that the female shrimp may lay from 1,500 to 14,000 eggs which are attached to the swimming legs. The swimming larva pass through 5 developmental stages before becoming juvenile. Commercial shrimp species support an industry worth $50 billion a year, and only around 20 species of shrimp out of thousands are commercially fished for human consumption. On average, a shrimp is 6 inches long, while the longest shrimp on record was 16 inches long.
Major varieties of shrimp. The most common varieties of shrimp that cultured in the Philippines are white-leg shrimp with the scientific name of Lithopenaeus baname and tiger shrimp with the scientific name of Penaeus monodon. Included to its varieties are the pink shrimp, rock shrimp, brown shrimp, and the royal red shrimp.
Varieties of shrimp. Red cherry shrimp. One of the most popular varieties of freshwater shrimp is red cherry shrimp. They are bright, cherry red, and tiny, only reaching around 1.5 inches in length when full grown. Yellow shrimp. Yellow shrimp are a variety of freshwater shrimp that originated from the same breeding stock as a specific variety of red cherry shrimp called Sakura cherry shrimp. These shrimps are various shades of yellow, but some can be more translucent as well. Their life expectancy is 1 to 2 years. Pinto shrimp. Pinto shrimp are named after the Spanish word for spotted, means pinto. These shrimps reach up to 1 inch in length and live to be approximately 1 year old, although they can live longer than this when cared for appropriately. Tiger shrimp or red tiger shrimp. Tiger shrimp can be sensitive varieties of shrimp and can be costly to acquire, making them not ideal as starter shrimps. Tiger shrimps have yellow king head and tails with black stripes on their bodies. Bamboo shrimp. Bamboo shrimp are one of the most popular and accessible freshwater shrimp varieties. Bamboo shrimp can reach sizes up to 3 inches and live for up to 2 years. Ghost shrimp. This variety of freshwater shrimp has a completely clear body, giving it a ghost-like appearance as it moves throughout the tank. They can be difficult to spot due to its appearance. They reach up to 1.5 inches in length and live upwards of a year. Crystal shrimp. Crystal shrimp reach just over 1 inch in length and can live to be around 18 months old. They are sensitive to changes in water parameters and copper. Bee shrimp. These shrimps are sensitive and not a good choice for beginners. They prefer soft warm water and usually only live to be 12 to 18 months old. Female bee shrimps are usually slightly larger than males. Black King Kong shrimp. This is a specialty variety of shrimp that are valuable and difficult to keep. These are not good shrimps for beginners and can be difficult even for experienced shrimp keepers to care for. Black King Kong shrimp reach just over 1 inch in length and live over a year in ideal conditions. They prefer cooler water and extremely sensitive to changes in water parameters. Blue velvet shrimp. This variety of shrimp are closely related to red cherry shrimp and have similar care needs, enjoying warm water and tolerating both soft and hard water. They reach up to 1.5 inches in length and can live for up to 2 years.
Environment of shrimp. Shrimp live in a river, oceans, and lakes. They are bottom dwellers, which means they are found on muddy and sandy river beds and oceans floors.
In this topic, I will discuss how to culture shrimp. As with other aquaculture systems, shrimps grow out farms may be classified into these categories: extensive, semi-intensive, and intensive system, which are characterized by increasing stocking rates, supported by corresponding feed and water management inputs.
Conservation status of shrimp. According to FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization, to conserve shrimp, many culturists conduct a research to maintain the sustainable production of shrimp. The following are some of the highest areas for research into shrimp culture. First is the efficient water treatment and management system for closed culture system. Second, effective replacement for antibiotics. Third, continuous development of biosecured, high-density, and low salinity culture system. And the last is the vaccination and other effective treatment for shrimp viruses.
Growth of shrimp. Usually, shrimp can grow around 3 to 4 weeks, while edible shrimp takes around 3 to 4 weeks to fully develop. Edible shrimp generally have 4 stages of development after they hatch from their eggs. Viable eggs for hatching undergo immediate cleavage formation after they spawn. The shrimp become reproductively mature within 4 to 6 months of reaching their juvenile stage.
Raising shrimp in the pond. When raising shrimp in the pond, we just have to do the following. First is site selection. The site should be accessible and away from the community and other farms. Next is pond preparation. Before stocking, the pond should be cleaned and dried for a week. Also, we can apply hydrated lime at a rate of 2 tons per hectare before the final flushing and sun drying. After that, we can install the pond equipments. Next is water culture. The pond should be filled with water to a maximum depth of 1 to 1.2 meters. To make sure that the water is free from predators and other possible competitors, this powder should be applied. Stocking and stock sampling. To check the growth and condition of the shrimp, the stock should be sampled after 30 days from the culture and every 10 days thereafter. Feeding management. For shrimp, they should be fed right after stocking. Shrimp feeds are broadcast around the pond with a portion of feeding ration left in the feeding trays. The feeding tray should be installed to monitor the amount of feed consumed every day. During the first 30 days, blind feeding is practiced. About 200 grams of feed per 10,000 post-larvae is given. After 40 days of culture, the shrimps are fed 5 times a day. Harvest and post-harvest handling. Shrimps are harvested when they weigh at least 30 grams. However, when our shrimp have reached a size of 10 to 12 grams, we can start a partial harvest to reduce their number in the pond. This is to prevent overcrowding and allowing the remaining shrimp to grow more quickly. When raising shrimp inside and outside, we can use concrete tanks or plastic tanks. The site selection is no longer a problem because we can now place the tanks in our yard or inside of our house. Maintaining good water quality is also important for shrimp. We need to choose a species of shrimp that can live in the fresh water. And also, the post-larvae must be BIPAR accredited. With the right feed and feeding management and proper maintenance, we can be assured that we will be successful in harvesting. Shrimp culture is simple and profitable as long as we follow the correct procedure from site selection up to harvest time. Semi-intensive. The semi-intensive system is on a higher level. This method involves higher stocking rates, the use of supplementary feed, and the implementation of a regular water management scheme. The stocking density of semi-intensive is higher at 10,000 to 50,000 shrimp juveniles per hectare. with correspondingly higher annual production of 500 to 4,000 kg per hectare. Intensive. This culture operation is the most sophisticated system and requires very high financial and technical inputs. The intensive system can stock 50,000 fry per hectare with an increasing production of 5,000 to 15,000 kg per hectare per year. Extensive. This type of farming system has been considered the simplest culture approach, and this system depends completely on natural food propagated in the pond, with or without fertilization. The stocking density of extensive farming is an average of 3,000 shrimp post-larvae per hectare, with annual production of 100 to 500 kg per hectare.
Here are the 10 things to consider when raising shrimp. Keep freshwater shrimp at a temperature of 76 to 88 degrees because when the temperature of less than 60 degrees or more than 97 degrees will kill shrimp. First, sterilize everything. Sterilization is an important step to provide a disease-free environment for the shrimp. The second one is improve your biosecurity. Biosecurity works by preventing pathogen entry and excluding pathogens from the farm. Here is the two important things to improve your biosecurity. First is use a pond liner. It allows easier water to control since the water does not interact directly with soil, an interaction that could trigger a complex anoxic reaction which is highly toxic for the shrimp. Second, protect the farm with fences to prevent with wild animals such as crabs which may carry undesirable pathogens from entering. The third one is control the movement of people and vehicles. It is important to make sure that all employees and visitors go through disinfection and cleaning procedures before and after entering working. All vehicles should go through the same. Fourth one is place feed and probiotics in a specific storage room to maintain cleanliness, prevent contact with outside vectors which may carry disease, and to provide a more stable temperature for better feed maintenance. The fifth one is make sure there are labs available in the area. Having a reliable lab in your area is highly beneficial as doing these checks locally is much quicker than. And the sixth one is maintain optimum alkalinity level. To know the right amount of bicarbonate compounds to be applied, you need to know the current alkalinity concentration, which is why periodic measurement is important. The seventh one is calibrate all your measurement tools. Calibrated tools will help you gain more accurate data on the conditions of the farm and allow them to make more educated decisions. The eighth one is assess for larvae PL and shrimp health. Shrimp health should also be assessed once a week after stocking. This is beneficial for maintaining optimal shrimp growth and detecting possible signs of disease. First, the shrimp are swimming actively. Second, their morphology is normal. Third, their guts are full. Fourth, they have no adhering organisms. The fifth one is there is no cloudiness in the muscle. 6. The muscle to gut width ratio is 3:1. 7. The hepatopancreases are large and dark. The 8th is the gill is white or grayish. The 9th is there is no melanization or shown by black to brownish spot. The 10th is there is no molting residue on the shrimp heads. And the last one is there are no cuts or twists on their bodies. The 6th one is take shrimp samples regularly. It is recommended to take shrimp samples every 5 to 7 days using nets appropriate to the current shrimp size. The 7th one is use the baby bucket method for sampling. The 8th one is be aware of molting. We need to know the molting phase the shrimp is in by taking regularly samples. This way can be better prepared when molting happens. The 9th one is apply prebiotics at the right time. Probiotics are better applied at the beginning of the cycle, helping the juvenile shrimp acclimate to the new environment and enhance water quality. The last one is implement a nursery phase. A nursery phase helps reduce the risk by making sure that the immune systems of the PLS are enhanced before the grow-up period.
Problem in rising of shrimp. The shrimp farming industry globally faces numerous challenges. Most importantly, various viral, bacterial, and fungal disease. Disease and aquafeed ingredients are the most important challenges currently faced by the shrimp industry. Here are some problems in raising a shrimp. Pollution. A steady stream of organic waste, chemical, and antibiotics from shrimp farm can pollute groundwater or coastal estuaries. Outbreak of disease. Introduction of pathogens can lead to major outbreak of disease in shrimp with the devastating consequences. When shrimp become ill with some disease, they swim off the surface rather than on the bottom of the production pond. Salt. Salt from the ponds can also seep into the groundwater and onto agricultural land. This has had lasting effect, changing hydrology that provide the foundation of wetland ecosystem.
How do shrimp reproduce? The life stage and reproduction of shrimp are interesting. Reproduction occurs during the summer months, though some species reproduce year-round. Mating occurs with the male at a right angle to the female, transferring a spermatophore to a specialized receptacle on the female's abdomen. 6 to 20 hours after mating, the female begins to produce a large quantity of eggs, which she carries under her abdomen. The quality of eggs depend on the species and the individual. After developing, the eggs are released. These eggs hatch into larvae, which are moved down river toward and the sea. The larvae go through a series of transformations from egg become nucleus to zoea, mysis, and become post-larva or tiny shrimp, approximately 0.5 inch in length. During the post-larval period, they live and forage near the bottom.
Selection of breeder of shrimp. Selective breeding can make a lot of sense. Then, remove specimens from your breeding tank that are not up to your standard and sow before they reach sexual maturity. This way, you will have a group of shrimp with the desired phenotype, with the aim that the corresponding genotype will consolidate over the generations. For selection nets with steep netting are especially useful for catching individual shrimp. These fisher nets are made of sturdy netting, so they not collapse above the waterline. Second tool is a fish catching cup. This small container can simply hang onto aquarium walls thanks to the bracket of their back. This way you can easily pick up your shrimp and net them out of the tank without having to run back and forth all the time.
The shrimp takes about 3 to 5 months to begin breeding, with the female most susceptible to the male advances just after molting.
In hatching procedure, there are 8 steps. First, setup. Second, add water. Third, add seeds. Fourth, aerate. Fifth, hatch. 6, harvest. 7, rinse. 8, clean equipment. Related in shrimp, any of the approximately 2,000 species of the suborder Natantian. Close relatives include crabs, crayfish, and lobster. Shrimp are characterized by a semi-transparent from body flattened from side to side and flexible abdomen terminating in a fan-like tail. Cooling shrimp is the process of removing or segregating shrimp from a breeding stock based on a specific trait. This is done to improve and integrate desirable characteristic or to remove and decrease undesirable characteristic. Some people do not like the word cooling and use selective breeding instead, which is basically the same. A lot of times when shrimp breeder are cooling, they are selecting towards the standard, either their own or written. Cooling shrimp, in a contrast to mere breeding shrimp, define controlled reproduction with a specific breeding goal. A cooling goal is usually a certain phenotypic characteristic expression. Therefore, selective breeding is a method to achieve this goal.
The situation of shrimp. The sustainability issues of shrimp culture are well known and include inter alia, the setting of shrimp ponds in mangrove areas impairing the habitat, coastline protection and other valued ecological functions of mangroves, and depriving local communities from their traditional use of mangroves, exceeding the waste assimilation capacity of creeks, lagoons, and near-shore coastal waters, overutilization of freshwater aquifers, affecting wild shrimp stocks through seed and brood stock collection and other non-target stock through bycatches, obstruction of access to communal resources by coastal communities, nutritional, socio-economic, and cultural impacts on conversion from agricultural multi-crops, including paddy to shrimp culture and others. From the perspective of shrimp farmers and the shrimp industry, a primary concern has been production and income losses associated with disease outbreaks or inability of controlling the spread of diseases.
Feed and feedings of shrimp. Shrimps feed on other small crustaceans, finfish, mollusks, polychaetes, operoids, and other slow-moving benthic organisms. Many shrimp farmers provide supplemental feeds. The types of feed used are moist or wet feeds and dry pellet feeds. The common feeding frequency adopted is 2 to 5 times a day. Most cultures feed their stock every morning and afternoon only.
If you have just purchased your first 10 or 20 shrimps, in this case, the suggestion will be to start feeding them once a day, every Tuesday and Friday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Every shrimp keeper has his own plan. Some people feed shrimps only 2 or 3 times a week, while others can do it 5 or 6 times a week. It doesn't mean that some of them are right and the rest are wrong. On the contrary, they just found their way, which is good for their situation and aquariums. The optimal dose of manufactured food is determined empirically. Many experienced aquarists recommend using the mighty rule of thumb. Shrimp must eat everything you give them in 20 to 40 minutes. Shrimps need diversity in food. It will be an absolutely awful idea to give them 1 or 2 variants of food.
Maintenance of shrimp. When shrimp are reared in a farm, it is possible to maintain a certain level of consistency with regards to the quality of the meat. This is because shrimp in farm can be monitored and studied from time to time. Additionally, when the animals are carefully monitored in the farms, they also tend to be more disease resistant. All these factors help to improve the marketability of farm shrimp and thereby help the farmer achieve greater value of their produce.
Here are the tips for water quality management in shrimp farming. Maintain water quality parameters within the ideal range. Measure water quality parameter routinely. Be aware of phosphorus and algae dynamics. Water exchange. Plan water troubleshooting. Maintain water quality parameters within the ideal range. Making sure that your water is within the ideal range for each of these parameters is the key step in maintaining good water quality. Measure water quality parameter routinely. By measuring water quality against this parameter regularly, we can see if any aspects of shrimp's water are moving in the undesirable trajectory, making it possible for us to act long before problems appear. Be aware of phosphorus and algae dynamics. Algae are an important part of the aquatic food chain. However, not all algae are good. Some are not eaten by other organisms and produce toxins. Harmful algae have a better chance to accessing nutrients and light. Water exchange. Water exchange offer an economically efficient method to maintain good water quality. It can prevent excessive ammonia
build up and help the shrimp navigate the stressful part of the cycle, such as disease and harvest. Plan water troubleshooting. Using a troubleshooting plan to ensure that you are prepared when problems caused by the change in water quality appear. This plan should describe actionable items for any possible problems. Regular monitoring combined with a robust troubleshooting plan provide the ability to address problems at an earlier stage.
Here is the 6 treating health problems of shrimp. First is monodon baculovirus disease or MBV. The major symptoms are lethargy, anorexia, loss of appetite, dark coloration, and low growth rate. Infected prawns may suffer with fouling of the gills and appendages by ciliates such as Zothamium spp. The treatment are, according to the article of Agri-Farming, there is no particular treatment for this infection. The prevention and control is the best prevention measure is the screening the PLs before stocking prawns in the pond. The second one is hepatopancreatic parvovirus or HPV. The major symptoms are loss of appetite, low growth rate, discolored body surface, and gill fouling with ciliates and opacity of abdominal muscles. Severe infections show whitish and atrophied hepatopancreas, anorexia, and reduced braining activity. The treatment are, there is no treatment for HPV infection. The prevention and control is there are prevention methods for this disease, but the screening the PLs before stocking prawns in the pond is recommended. The third one is yellow head disease or YHD of shrimp. Infected prawn shows loss of appetite, slow swimming pale bodies, swollen cephalothorax with a light yellow to yellowish hepatopancreas and gills. The treatment are, there is no treatment for YHP infection. The prevention and control is the best method to prevent this disease by disinfect the contaminated ponds and equipments with 30 ppm and maintain proper quality and nutrition level. The fourth one is white spot disease or WSD. The dsDNA virus mainly causes this disease. Infected prawns swims to the water surface and congregate at pond dike. You can observe white spots inside of the shell and carapace accompanied by reddish discoloration of the body. The treatment are, there is no treatment for this disease. The prevention and control is efficient pond management, proper nutritional feeds, good quality of PL, reduction of possible carriers, avoid contaminated water into the pond, and disinfectant equipment and utensils. The fifth one is infectious hepatopancreatic and lymphoid organ necrosis. Is the root cause of this disease is through viral etiology. You can observe light pinkish to yellowish B of the cephalothorax region. Fouling is occurred by ciliate protozoan Zothamium, blackened and necrotic hepatopancreas. The prevention and control is maintain standard levels of physicochemical condition of the pond environment to avoid bacterial and viral pathogen entering from outside. Closed culture will prevent this disease successfully. The sixth one is black gill disease. This is caused due to Fusarium spp, brownish to blackish discoloration on the gills of juvenile prawn. The treatment are, there is no treatment is available for this fungal infestation without harming the prawn pond. And the prevention and control is there are no particular measures for prevention and control. Proper management of the pond bottom and prevention of the entry of wild crustaceans into the pond which may carry the pathogen is the best measure to control this disease.
Water with pH ranging from 7.5 to 9.0 are generally regarded as suitable for shrimp production. The growth of shrimps is retarded if pH falls below 5.0. Water with low pH can be corrected by adding lime to neutralize the acidity.
We have 7 different parts of shrimp. First, the eye. Second, segmented abdomen. Third, Antennae. 4th, rostrum. 5th, walking legs. 6th, swimming legs. And last, the tail.
Components of shrimp. First, fund filter. Shrimp farming is an affordable and easily scalable way to raise shrimp for market. Our shrimp FIT solution can be configured for both aquaponics and aquaculture setups. Pound pump. Although shrimp farming has been developed for more than a century in Southeast Asia, the main farming operations are still traditional. Shrimp yield in ponds can be increased by applying modern farming techniques such as temperature operation through regularization of pond size, increase stocking density, employment of aeration, application of formulated feed. Pond skimmer. There is no standard design for a shrimp marine pond. The improved structural design largely due to the behavior of the finned shrimp. Any design to increase the wall surface, adding substrates, or an elevated earthen platform extending along the edges of pond can promote high stocking densities. Aeration. Estimates of aeration energy used in shrimp farming varied from 11.4 to 4.6 gigajoule T shrimp. Average equals 19.8 gigajoule T. There are several opportunities for reducing aeration energy use. Stocking densities. In contrast, shrimp farmers in the Philippines do not rely on naturally readily introduced shrimp seeds, but instead they store their ponds with a collection of right from the wild. An ideal shrimp farm is a complex establishment consisting of various ice ponds for nursery and grow out water. In any shrimp farming, management of water quality is of primary consideration, particularly in ponds with higher stocking rates. Depth. The average depth of water in freshwater prone ponds in tropical areas should be about 0.9 meter with a minimum of 0.75 meter and a maximum of 1.2 meter deeper ponds. The bottom of the pond must be smooth. There must be no projecting rocks or tree stems. Filtration. While a filter is nothing technically necessary to keep your freshwater shrimp alive in an aquarium, there are three primary reasons for why you should use a filter on your tank: biological filtration, mechanical filtration, and keeping oxygen in the water through the use of bubbles and surface agitation. Global distribution of shrimp. Farm shrimp accounts for 55% of the shrimp produced globally. Most shrimp aquaculture occurs in China, followed by Thailand, Indonesia, India, Vietnam, Brazil, Ecuador, and Bangladesh, and it has generated substantial income in these developing countries. And that's all. Thank you.
I am Jessica de la Cruz.
Joseph Gamay.
Marjorie Pangalilingan.
Edward O. Oson.
Kyla Maurice Pacada.
John Lester D. Cabanes.
And I am Merwin N. Limos. And we are from BTL ED1-1, and we hope you're having a great day.